Good afternoon, podcast listeners. My name is Kat Johnson. I'm here with the Travel Insider, and today we get to talk to Richard Hickey from Globus Family of Brands. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Kat, great to be with you today.
It's exciting to talk to you. It's been about a year since the last time we talked, and we get to talk about another part of the Globus Family of Brands today, which is super exciting, is Avalon Waterways. So why don't you give us a little bit of history about Globus and how that relates to Avalon?
Sure, absolutely. Well, so Avalon Waterways is part of the Globus family of brands. Globus started escorted touring actually 98 years ago. We're celebrating our birthday this year, 98 years. And then a little over 20 years ago, we saw the popularity of river cruising and what was going on in the river cruise industry. So we launched Avalon Waterways. And today, Avalon Waterways, we own and operate 16 river ships. We call them Panorama Suites ships, Kat. 15 over in Europe. And we do have a smaller ship, just 36 guests in the Mekong. We do charter a couple ships as well as in the Nile and the Amazon. But just a great company. We continue to focus on the onboard experience. And of course, being a tour company, we really shine ashore as well. So that's really what's key about Avalon Waterways.
Absolutely. And can you just take a minute? There's a lot of people who listen to us who maybe they're ocean cruisers and they've never actually taken a river cruise. What is the difference between what they would experience on an ocean cruise and what they would get on a river cruise?
Sure, absolutely. Well, again, when you look at river cruising, it's more popular than ever before today. I started
Absolutely.
selling river cruising on the supplier side 14 years ago, and the popularity has just been tremendous. The great thing about river cruising, Cat, as you know, especially in Europe, is, we're going right through the heart of the countries. We're stepping ashore in these fairy towns and fabled cities, and it really allows your clients to connect with the culture, the history, the architecture, the cuisine, really all in an intimate environment because on our suite ships, we only carry up to about 150 guests. Okay. So that's really the opportunity. And I will tell you, as ocean ships continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger, we do like our ocean friends because they do
Absolutely.
get more and more people to get cruising. I would say about 83% of our guests on Avalon Waterways have actually been on ocean cruising. So it's kind of a nice transition, from ocean to river. And I think when you look at river, it does offer the best of both worlds. Going back to ocean, you unpack once. You've got amenities and services on a smaller scale, except we don't have discos and casinos. We do turn the lounge into a disco at night.
Okay.
But it's also the best of a land tour experience. Not to take away from Globus, but it's the best of a land tour experience where the ship is your mode of transportation, and you really get to connect with these destinations as you're cruising along. So, yeah, river cruising is a really hot commodity these days.
Absolutely. And one of the nice things about Avalon is they or you understand that the point of being on an Avalon river cruise is to be a part of the experience and not to be detached from it. And your staterooms are fabulous. I'm
Yeah.
excited to show some pictures of what the staterooms look like because you guys have designed yours very differently. Do you want to talk about that for a little bit?
Absolutely. Well, as you know, with river cruising, we're kind of handicapped with what we can do with our ships because they can only be so long, so wide, and so tall to get through the bridges and the locks. So we've got to get creative, and we created our panorama suite ships, and you see right here this image. These are award-winning open-air balcony staterooms, where it's a glass that's 11 feet wide and opens up to 7 feet, and the beds face the window. On
Right.
most typical river ships, Cat, you'll see a French balcony where you just open up the blinds and it's a metal railing. Or a lot of your guests, your clients may have experienced an ocean cruise or even another river cruise where you step outside and it's an actual balcony with a metal railing. So we've done away with that. This is our most stunning innovation, this open air balcony, and lets the guests really experience the river landscapes 24/7 as they're cruising. And what's also great about it is it's a true square footage. So when we say 200 square feet or 300 square feet, it's true because we're not taking away any space for a step out balcony as well. And it's always nice because of the configuration of our staterooms, Our bathrooms are a lot larger as well, and our guests
Oh,
do
yeah.
like that, especially on a river cruise, you know. So yeah, it's our most stunning innovation. We continue to get awards for it every year, and our guests really enjoy it.
Absolutely, and if people that are watching will notice that the rooms all looked a little bit different in terms of the decor, and that's because I grabbed pictures from a bunch of your different ships, and they're all designed a little bit differently in terms of decor, but the layout is still the same. The feel is still the same. You still get the beautiful views. I guess if you never wanted to leave your cabin, you would still get such a beautiful experience of being in the heart of Europe.
Oh,
Obviously, you do have
absolutely.
Yes. Obviously, you do have some other amenities on board. Not only are the cabins designed to be close to the river, but your restaurants and your observatories on board are the same way.
Exactly. So, you know, again, when you lay, the ship is designed to really offer spacious staterooms, but as well as public room areas as well. Like, you know, our dining room. Of course, you're going to see these nice windows as you're cruising along, morning, noon, or night, and always having a picture view of where you're going to be traveling as well. We also have our lounge area too, which is towards the front of the ship. And the lounge is kind of like the hub of the experience. You have some outdoor dining here as well. And this is actually part of the lounge because we turn the lounge into a bistro. So you have the main restaurant, and in the lounge, we have the bistro where there's a light menu from the main restaurant. But it's most important to know that the lounge is pretty much the hub of the ship. This is where your cruise director is going to get together, and we're going to have port talks. We're going to have all of our entertainment there as well. And you'll see that it's floor to ceiling windows all along the way. So there's a beautiful, magical view as you're cruising along.
Absolutely. Avalon ships are really just designed to really be a part of the experience, which is so beautiful. And then
Yeah,
you
this is
do
a great shot right there of the lounge and looking at Budapest. You've got the Parliament building right over there as well. So that's what it's about.
you never get to never have to miss anything. But also, when you leave the ship and you go ashore, Avalon offers a variety of different excursions, like you said, because of your tour history. Your excursions are so unique. They're really cool. I'd love for you to talk a little bit about those.
Sure, sure. Well, you know, as I said, it's really about exploring the destination. And with Avalon, interesting, we did survey recently. We're a very guest-centric company. We're always serving our guests, your clients, and choice is very important to a consumer these days, to the guests. So we have what's called Avalon Choice, and this allows your clients to choose tours based on interest and based on activity level. For example, we have three categories. You have choice excursions, which are going to be, these are the must sees. These are where your clients are going to see the castles, the fortresses, the landmarks, you know, those 13th century castles that have been built on the Rhine Gorge over there. So, really seeing the iconic venues. But then in 2017, we launched what's called Active and Discovery. And we feel they were really ahead of their time, Kat. This allows your clients to hike, bike, or kayak in a destination. You know, you can do a 3 hour bike ride in the Medoc wine region if you want to.
So
You can
cool.
do a 3 hour bike ride in the Wachau Valley from Amsterdam to Melk, and you've got all the wineries around there. You can kayak on the Douro, which I've done as well. So these are great opportunities for guests that like that active experience. But on the immersive side, the discovery side, this allows your clients to attend a painting class. You know, you could be in Vienna and do a painting class. I was in Arles and felt like I was, you know, painting in Van Gogh, what have you. So it allows the immersive experience to come. You can do a cooking class, you can do a baking class. We did wine tasting in a cave with a wine expert and a cave experts. So this allows the guests to really experience that culture on the immersive side, and they've really grown in popularity for our clients. Absolutely.
I love that because not everybody's the same. Not everybody wants to experience Europe the same way, and some people love the tour and they love to get the history and they love to experience the castles, and other people want to be outside in the wineries or in the flower fields and get to experience it that way. So I love that you have those options for your guests.
And you know what's great about these Avalon and Discovery cruises, Kat, is we see multi-generational travel. We see grandparents taking the obviously the kids, but the young adults and the teens, because they can be active.
Right.
They can go off on a bike ride or do a hike or a kayak. Why grandparents can do the immersive experience as well. So it's really attracting a wide range of audience for river cruising.
Absolutely. And, we talked a little bit about how river cruising is different than ocean cruising, but just to come back to that a little bit, that when you are on board the ship, so after you've had your day exploring the cities and you're back on board, there's really a smaller guest count on board. So you get more of a personal experience. There is some entertainment, which I'm sure you'd love to talk about how that relates to the area around you. So what other things can you do on board once you're done exploring?
Great question. Well, for especially over in Europe, Kat, you're mostly cruising at night. So you're going to be in
Right.
the ports during the day. Sometimes we have extended hours at night. But that's where we bring on regional entertainment. So you'll have some regional entertainment based on the destinations that we're cruising. We do have entertainers on board. We do have a lot of that karaoke. We have singing signs and things like that as well. But one of the areas that we really shine in is our special interest cruises. So we have theme cruises as well for your clients. We have wine lovers cruises where we're going to go into these destinations, experience some nice wines. We have culinary cruises where we're going to experience some culinary destinations. All these things can be experienced on the ship and off the ship as well. We have storytelling cruises where we bring on authors and historians and musicians. So there's something for everyone out there when they're cruising along Avalon Waterways and rivers. It's important to know that we all have the same size ships and we pretty much go to the same destinations, Kat. But what do we do different? And that's what your advisors do. They really explain the differences between the river cruise lines and qualify your clients and find out, what they're looking for in a vacation.
Absolutely. And another thing that we haven't touched on yet is the inclusive nature of river cruising. So, do you want to explain what's included when you get on board a river ship?
Sure, absolutely. So obviously, all your meals. We've got the main lounge, the main restaurant. We have the buffet area, where the Panorama Suite is. We have room service, all three meals. So if your clients may not want to get out of bed in the morning or want to stay in the evening, all three meals are room service. We have the club lounge, 24 hours. That's on the back. We do include beer, wine at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We include all soft drinks throughout the day, Kat. Every day we have a happy hour during the port talk where the spirits flow, the regional wines, the beers flow as well. In each port, we include up to 3 shore excursions, which is a nice value. So guests get to choose that based on interest and activity. And we cap our groups at just 25 guests, so they're not crowded going into these destinations. So it's kind of a nicely inclusive experience for your clients, and but yeah, it's a great value river cruising, and it's nice because the destinations we go, we're going to be serving these regional cuisines based on where we're going, so your guests can really experience that type of cuisine on the rivers.
And it is more of a relaxed environment as well. Your dress is a relaxed dress. You don't have to get dressed up if you don't want to.
No,
There's more of the feeling of a relaxed and a busy trip where you're exploring and you're experiencing and getting to do all of that.
absolutely. It's kind of a country club casual style on board. We say our guests get up in the morning, the motor coaches are right there. They go off and tour, they come back, they may have some independent time. We have a nice meal, some activity, entertainment in the eve, and then start the next day all over again. So relax, but can be active.
And who is the best guest for an Avalon Waterways trip? If somebody's like, oh, I don't know if it's for me, who would really enjoy an Avalon Waterways
Well,
cruise?
it's a lot of just really guests that want to experience this destination, like I said, in an intimate atmosphere. We're going to talk and look at the history. We're going to look at the cuisine, the architecture. There's so much history over in Europe, especially in Europe. We're such a young country over here as we celebrate our 250th
Yeah.
birthday this year. But that's that guest, that curious minded guest that wants to touch on everything, a lot of where they came from. A lot of us came across from the pond over in Europe. So it's just really indulging in these experiences and destinations.
And there's so many different trips to choose from. Avalon Waterways has a beautiful fleet of ships. They're all designed to be in that immersive environment where they're facing the river and you really get to experience the different excursions. But they're throughout Europe. You have them
Right.
on all of the major waterways. So
We have them
clients
on the
can come
Rhine.
one
Yeah,
year
the
and do the
Danube,
Danube and another year.
the Rhine. We have three ships in France and the south of France on the Burgundy Provence, two ships on the Seine. We have a ship in the Douro, which is a hot destination in northern Portugal as
Absolutely,
well.
yeah.
So yeah, we cover all the you can go from the North Sea down to the Black Sea and everywhere in between over there. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, anyone who's thinking that Avalon Waterways is the way to go, which they are absolutely beautiful ships, can reach out to their Expedia Cruises of OVC Travel Advisor, and we will be sure to help them pick the best ship and itinerary for what they're looking to do. So thank you so much for taking the time to share a little bit about Avalon. I love your ships. I love your company. They're such a great product, really give a great opportunity to experience the world. So thank you for sharing a little bit with us today,
Thank you,
Richard.
Kat. And I just want to remind your clients that are listening, make sure you reach out to your Expedia advisors because they're knowledgeable and there's all types of offers how they can make sure that you can experience these destinations in an affordable way as well too. So thank you.
And thank you.